Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 346. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Daniel. What's up, Daniel?
Hello.
What's up, David?
Hey, guys.
What's up, James?
Alonzi.
The Punisher is in Daredevil Season 2. It's Shane from Walking Dead. Holy crap!
Do we know who he's playing? Who is he playing?
Holy crap!
Shane is playing the Punisher.
Shane is playing the Punisher.
Called it. I called it.
Holy
I told you the
crap!
Punisher's coming. Yes.
Holy shit!
Okay.
Do you believe that?
Now, I have a feeling that this is going to lead to even more because we do know that Blade and Ghost Rider, they also got the rights back to that. But seeing as they're both supernatural, if anything, I think they would make cameo appearances in Iron Fist rather than, like, you know, Jessica Jones or what is it? Jessica Jones and what's the other guy? Luke Cage.
Yeah, Power Man.
Right, so John how do you say his last name?
Bernthal.
Bernthal. John Bernthal.
Yeah.
That's it. He is the Punisher.
He needs to build up a little bit
Fantastic.
after that, but yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah.
That's like the greatest news in history.
That's
He's
fantastic.
going to do phenomenal in
That's
that.
good casting right there. That is good casting.
Fantastic.
I think that's the thing. Marvel is great with their casting. You know, at least now in the MCU, their casting has been pretty spot on.
No,
Not
except
counting-
Spider-Man.
Well, not counting Ben Kingsley as the man. Well,
Yeah, he
Okay.
was the Mandarin.
that wasn't the Mandarin, but you know, when we thought he was the Mandarin, being all serious, I actually liked him. But then they did the twist, and I'm like, you know what? Screw all of you. But
I thought the
That
Mandarin was
is-
like Mongolian or something, wasn't he, or something? Or
well,
China,
in the
Chinese.
comics he was Chinese,
Yeah.
but they didn't want to offend their Chinese audience apparently. But yeah, holy crap! That's
Look what he
awesome.
put on his Twitter. He's like, yeah, boy. He's like, I'm the Punisher, mother. Yeah. Oh, that's
So
great.
click. Have anybody seen the newest trailer for Terminator Genesis?
I saw that James Cameron loved it.
I refuse to see any more trailers after they dropped the big twist that John Connor is like half Terminator or whatever.
I know, but James Cameron loved it.
So
He absolutely loved it. He said it.
yeah, I
He
heard
made a
that,
video. He saw the whole movie. He loved it.
that would have been his Terminator 3. That makes you think then that they have another twist up their sleeve that we don't know about.
And they got
Maybe he's going to have involvement in it, maybe eventually.
and Matt Smith's supposed to be Skynet, right? Or the
Yeah.
avatar for Skynet?
Great.
Something
Great.
like
Cybermen got to him too.
that. I know. Yeah,
First we had
Mr.
David
Clever.
First we had David Tennant voicing a droid in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and now we have Matt Smith becoming Skynet. What is this world coming to? Next thing you know, Peter Capaldi is going to be a Cylon in Battlestar Galactica.
What is going to be Terminator who or who Nader?
That is fantastic. Fantastic news.
Hasta la vista, baby. Alonzi. Geronimo.
Wow,
Wow.
that has got me so happy. Oh, wow. I've got like a few pieces of news, but first, also Jurassic World. Jurassic World is on track to be the highest-grossing debut in Jurassic Park franchise history, and it's set to be one of the highest summer movie openings. Not counting,
Wow.
I guess, Avengers: Age of Ultron. They're counting, I guess, June, July, August. This is one of the highest openings of the summer, and
Like $100 million.
everything I've heard about the film is absolutely fantastic. It's it's expected to debut officially to $115 million.
Wow, opening? You think it's going to do that?
That's what the projection is.
Wow.
And also, let me see. I think I had another news clip.
Well,
Okay.
let me do the silly news before you do
Yeah.
the main news. because we do have to cover this as well. E.L. James, the author of 50 Shades of Grey, her new book, which extends
Yeah.
the 50 Shades of Grey line, called Grey, which is a point of view, I guess, from from the, well, whatever. I mean, basically, the book was stolen before it was released, and they're worried that someone's going to leak all the stuff. So the actors that are signed on for 3 movies are not signed on for 5. This one is told by this is like Christian Grey's point of view, in case you guys didn't see the first one, and then another book is going to be the girl's point of view. So, but someone stole the book before it was released, so the publisher's going nuts trying to get the copy before someone just puts it everywhere.
What I don't get, why don't they have security around stuff like that? You know, when they got a movie based on a book, they need to have security or something. I mean, that's
especially since the third one was going to be the final one, and then she just made 2 more. It's like, what the hell? So the biggest thing is, are they going to get them under contract to do it? Because it did sell phenomenally in the theaters. So
yeah.
all right, go ahead, David.
I know, seen it.
Just found out this piece of news. Fox pulls the Fantastic Four and Rise of the Silver Surfer from digital stores in order to give the reboot a chance. Though I think I know why they're really doing it. Because they kind of want you to forget about them, but I think a lot of people are looking at this new Fantastic Four movie and just, not wanting to see it at this point.
So why would they pull the other ones?
Let me see. It says, it's no secret that Marvel's first family has become the black sheep of all its comic book characters.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, and
Marvel ruined them. Basically, Marvel ruined them.
Yeah,
and they did it purposely, so that way they could destroy 20th Century Fox's chances. I mean, basically, the Thing is in Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think Invisible Woman is going to be married to Doom, and I mean, I don't even know what the hell's happening. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, David.
It says this is mostly to avert any confusion among viewers, though I think the tone difference is pretty obvious. But Fox has removed all traces of the original Fantastic Four films from digital platforms, specifically iTunes and Amazon, as the studio prepares to release the reboot in August. According to THR, both online services list Fantastic.
Well, here's the problem with that, though. Here's the problem.
Who's talking in the background?
Well,
is that a TV?
No, my TV.
Sorry, something was playing.
Okay.
It's pulling.
Here's the problem I got. They doing all that at the Blu-ray store and DVDs, but what about the comic book? You know, you got an all-white cast of Fantastic Four, except for the Thing. Well, he's orange, but oh well,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Are they going to change it in the comic book too?
The reboot's not going to do well. And, here's the thing. I think when the reboot doesn't do well, the viewers are going to be blamed for it.
Well, we tried to do a cast last night, and it got scrapped because the audio didn't come out right. But now, James, you were against an African-American Human Torch, correct?
Exactly.
Now, why is that?
Because I'm a purist. When I look at the Fantastic Four, you got Reed Richards, Sue Storm, married couple. You got Johnny Storm, Sue's biological brother. Then you got their best friend, Ben Grimm. Now, that's the only Fantastic Four I grew up with. I ain't never grown up on Fantastic Four about being like a stepbrother or an adopted brother. Where did all that crap come from?
So why do some people like when we speak out against that? Like, why do people in the African American community flipping out that like they want that?
Well, why?
Like, I don't know.
I'd rather see a Black Panther movie. If you're gonna do a superhero based on a black guy, you got Power Man, you got Black Panther, you got Fireman. I mean, I have never seen a black Human Torch. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right. It goes like what I said last night, which we didn't get to air it, but they need to make more African American heroes, new ones, make them popular, make different. We don't have Chinese heroes except for Sunfire or whatever. We don't have all this. Why make them the current heroes that we all know and make them unrecognizable?
Yeah, and why are they gonna try to have an Asian Hulk?
Yeah, why an Asian Hulk? Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
just
I
trying
don't
to force a
understand that.
politically correct narrative onto a certain media. We're getting that with video games. We are getting that with every single game that's coming out being called sexist, racist. The thing is now that video games have pretty much been beaten into the ground with that narrative. People are looking around for another medium to go and beat it with that stick. And now comic books and comic book movies, unfortunately, are the next victim.
But they're forcing it down our throat
I
at the
know, and
same
that's the
time.
yes, because subtlety is not the strong suit of these people.
How could people accept this? How could people buy this if they don't want it?
Because we don't have a choice.
They
Apparently.
do have a choice.
Yeah,
Don't
we do have a
buy
choice.
the
We do have
Well,
a
we
choice.
do have a choice to buy them, but
They
the
don't
Or not
have
buy
to
it.
buy
Or
the
not
book.
buy it.
How about don't buy the book,
Exactly.
and then they'll be back in like 5 minutes. I mean, you know, they'll be back in like less than a year. The original
Yeah, you got
Thor,
it.
the original Captain America.
Well-
I mean, I listen with the Falcon. I could see that happening because that was his best friend. He's been in the comic for like decades, and if anybody deserves to be Captain America, it's the Falcon. Because any like this,
Nope.
no, why?
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier deserves
Maybe
it more than the Falcon. You think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Well, he
he's been
was-
friends since the 1930s and 40s.
Right, well, that's true, but so you're also against the Falcon being Captain America.
The Falcon needs to stay Falcon. That's who he is. He don't need to be
Right.
Captain America.
Yeah, well, here's the
Makes
thing, and
sense.
I brought this up yesterday, and I'm glad James is here because I kind of want to bring that up. Again, we're comic book purists, and we want to, and we push back against there's too much change. But I actually watched something very interesting called Justice League Gods and Monsters Chronicles, which is from Bruce Timm, the man who created the fantastic Batman the Animated Series, Justice League
Right.
Unlimited, and the characters are so different. Like, let
Gotta
me
go,
tell you-
guys. Gotta
He's
go.
gotta go. Bye, James.
well,
He's going to work. He's going to work.
Well, Batman is a vampire, Superman is the son of General Zod, and Wonder Woman is the daughter of Ares. I mean, and the crazy thing is, when I watched the 5-minute Batman episode with him fighting Harley Quinn, or that universe's Harley Quinn, I didn't mind the change. Maybe it's because it was an alternate universe and I didn't really mind it that much, or it was Bruce Timm, and Bruce Timm's done a lot of good for the comic book industry as far as animated movies and such, but that radical change didn't bother me when other changes like, say, a Black Human Torch and, you know, making Doctor Doom a hacker do, which is, I don't know if that makes me a hypocrite or what.
Well, let me tell you something. In case you didn't know, Matrix Lord 212 is a huge Doctor Doom fan, okay? And he's like one of my favorite villains, and he is not a freaking hacker, okay? I'm going to tell you right now. He's Victor Von Doom, the monarch of Latveria, you know, and you got to do it right, okay? There was an accident in school. He miscalculated. He basically burned his face off and disfigured his face. He went into the Tibetan mountains, I believe, and the monks like molded the mask to his face, made his face even worse. And basically, you know, he has a background where his mom was a sorceress, you know, and he never really used that ability. Very rarely, like body swapping and stuff like that with spells, but he does do it occasionally, which that makes the character very interesting because you don't know what to expect from him. You always see him use an armor, like it's like an Iron Man armor, but his own armor, and he also has the mystical side to him that he very rarely uses. And it came out one time when he decided to embrace the mystical and make his whole armor full of hellfire, and basically trap like some of the Fantastic Four in hell, and basically mess with Reed Richards, who doesn't know anything about magic. So he even rivaled like Doctor Strange, where like Doctor Doom totally overtook Doctor Strange. So I love that about the character because he's unique in every way, and he was the leader of a whole universe. Okay, he was the leader. He time travels. He has his own time machine. All right, like he pops up and you don't know if it's a Doombot, you don't know if it's him. One minute he's disfigured, next minute he's a young guy from 2099. You know, there's like all these different things happening, and it's stupid.
Did you like the story where him and Iron Man were trapped in King Arthur's time?
Yes, I loved all of them. There was even one in the future they went to where Doctor Doom saw an elderly Doctor Doom and he killed him. He's like, if I'm going to become a weak thing like this, I'm going to kill myself. And he basically like roasted him like with his own blast, which is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that. And that was like one of the greatest things I've seen in comics where he just killed his future self.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with the reboot that I have a problem with is, like, things need to be changed sometimes, and I get that. Changes help the characters evolve. That's how Batman's been able to evolve, for better or for worse, for over 75 years. But there are constants there are, like, qualities that need to remain constant with the character.
Right. In my eyes, Peter Parker needs to remain Spider-Man because just recently, as of, like, a year or so ago, he wasn't in his own comic. I mean, Dr. Octopus, you know, Otto Octavius was inside his body. So, you know, we got him back for a little while, and now all of a sudden he's going to be gone again after Secret Wars. I guess it's going to be Miles Morales. And why the hell? I don't want that. If I wanted that, I would have read Ultimate Spider-Man, and I wasn't happy that they killed Peter Parker off in there to begin with. It seems I'm starting to hate a lot of things that are coming from Bendis. So I don't know. I mean, I'm pissed about the whole Iceman thing, with him being gay because he's not gay, and even Stan Lee, I believe, said he's not gay. So, like, I'm tired of like them. Like, Tony Stark is not adopted. He's the son of Howard Stark. The real son of Howard Stark is not an alien hybrid, whatever. That's ridiculous. Whatever the hell he is. You know, and Hulk is not Asian. I mean, I don't understand why the hell does Doctor Strange have an axe? That's stupid. When I was reading Thor comic, I don't remember Jane Foster having cancer and any of that stuff. And what does that tell you? Like, everybody that's Thor's friend is going to be worthy of the hammer? Oh, well, she's worthy of being Thor's girlfriend, so she has the hammer. First of all, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And then I don't understand all the women out there who, or feminists or whatever, they're all like up in arms, like, oh my God, why can't Thor be a woman? Because he's not a woman. It's a different character when the woman gets the power. She's not Thor. And it said originally on the hammer, it didn't say whoever is worthy. They said, like, a guy is worthy would be Thor. They changed it. And why do you got to change things? Why can't it be the way it was? You know, I understand Nick Fury. The way they explain that off is that he's, you know, the African-American Nick Fury is the son of Nick Fury. You know, that's fine. That's the only thing I like is Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. But I didn't like an African-American Kingpin. I didn't like when they changed the sex of characters. You know, where I guess what Jimmy Olsen was a woman or something in Man of Steel or whatever, or that was his sister. I don't know. And then, like, I don't understand when they do stuff like that. I mean, I think it's a big distraction for the Fantastic Four movie, where you have an African-American Human Torch and then a white Sue Storm, because people, like, it would take away from the plot of them getting the powers, because you mean to tell me nobody in the movie would question that, and they would have to waste time explaining that?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, in the time that it took for you to explain that about the relationship between Sue and Johnny, you could have had a nice, awesome fight scene with the Fantastic actually taking down criminals.
And let's keep in mind the only reason that Johnny Storm is African American in the movies because Josh Trank did Chronicle, and he's using the actor from Chronicle because he feels that he could work best with them. So I don't believe it. You know, and then when they asked the question when this originally started, they asked you the question, well, who's going to be an African American Invisible Woman? And the stupid answer was, he's like, Invisible Woman's not black. Like, well, what kind of answer is that? It's like, oh, absolutely not. Invisible Woman's not black. But then what about Johnny Storm? I don't understand the mentality. Like, in his mind, Invisible Woman would never, ever, ever, ever be black. Well, what about Johnny Storm? Like, I mean, what are you, like, a hypocrite? Like, who decided that? So, and Michael B. Jordan has, I'm nothing against him, but I like Chronicle, but what the hell has he done that he gets to be the title of, Johnny Storm? At least Chris Evans did a great job as Johnny Storm, and he got promoted where they said, hey, he would make a fantastic Captain America.
He
But
wasn't
like,
even on the short list for Captain America, which was the funny thing.
yeah.
And he actually came up right out of nowhere for that role. But yeah, that's just absolutely crazy.
Now I want to twist this a little bit because I want to get Daniel involved in the conversation. Another thing that bothers me is this is not an original concept for Star Trek. Let me see if I remember the speech. Let's see. Seek out new life, new civilizations to boldly go where no man has gone before, new worlds, whatever. That's what Star Trek is.
Yeah.
So how could that be so revolutionary that it's different if that's what they do every movie? That's what they do every episode. That's, they seek the unknown. It's called Star Trek. Trek meaning you're going on an adventure through the stars, different planets, different. That's what they always do. Okay, to seek out new life and new civilizations. So how is that revolutionary? It's like, is everybody like stupid? And they're like Star Trek Beyond. How about Star Trek Regular? Because that's what Star Trek is. And then when you hand in a script and they say, well, it's too Star Trek-y, did everybody become stupid overnight? This is what I'm trying to figure out when it comes to Star Trek. Star Trek is about searching and exploring.
Well, they want to make it like Star Wars. They said because action sells.
Yeah, right, they want to make it action-wise, but they're making it like they're doing such a revolutionary movie, like it's never heard of before. I mean,
they have a really good script. I don't know.
It's just going to be a regular Star Trek movie. They just got a weird title, Beyond. Okay, well, how much more Beyond could you be? You've had mirror universes. You had time travel. You've had the Borg. You've had just about everything. So how much more beyond can you go?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they have.
They even went looking for God that time. I mean, what else could you do?
Yeah.
They saved the whales. They went in the past. They went in the future.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they have something planned, like something like special in the script that is something new. I don't know. I mean, this is just my idea.
Timeline. So okay. I mean.
I know. Hey, do you ever think that there could be two movies, Part 1 and Part 2?
First of all, they would have announced it because this day and age, that's what they do. Avengers: Infinity War Part 1 and 2. So this didn't get that luxury because they almost like freeze the whole Star Trek thing for like years because the last one lost money for them. So we got a generous gift from Paramount Pictures to go into their wallet and whip out like $150 million to pop out this anniversary movie.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So yeah, it's great.
I just think that Star Trek fans need to be part of the movie. I mean, like, Simon, how could you be worried about Star Trek? That's what Star Trek is. You're not Star Wars, okay?
No, I know, but I think what they mean by that is they just want to pump it full of more action, less blah, blah, blah.
But they can have action in, like, Wrath of Khan or whatever, but it doesn't have to be Star Wars.
I don't know.
They could have Kirk battling ships to the death. He could be going to war with people and destroying all these ships. Star Trek has done that. Huh?
Yeah, okay.
Like he normally does in the end.
Like he normally does, yeah. How is that Star Wars? They've always done that.
Seriously, how is Kirk still captain? Every time I've seen him captain the Enterprise, usually in the end it ends up being blown up.
Yeah. Well,
we're going to strip you command. And he's like, all right, I'm still taking a ship anywhere.
It doesn't have to be Star Wars. It can be more like Stargate SG-1. I mean, have you seen that show? That's a really good space show.
Actually, somebody made a really good joke when we were watching The Search for Spock, and he got into Kirk stole the ship, and they were like, Kirk, if you do this, you'll never sit in the captain's chair again. My friend went, well, he's still contractually obligated for 3 movies, so...
Listen, he doesn't need Starfleet. He'll just make himself captain. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like,
Yeah, okay, like... Well, okay, you know how the Romulan supernova destroyed Romulus? Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm hearing there are rumors that like when we have a TV series again, it'll go back to that, and we'll see what happens after that, which I'm pretty excited because what happens when you destroy a major planet of a major empire is going to be a really
We've seen that with the Cardassians. We've seen that with the Klingons. We've seen that with the Romulans.
No, I know, but there's going to be a power vacuum. Everybody's going to try to fill that in, and I'm pretty sure that what?
Well, look at the Dominion War and stuff. Look at when the Cardassians, there was only a handful left.
But, like, what's exciting is, I know, well, I don't know, I read that the Klingons are moving in, and they're taking over what was former Romulan territory, which is very exciting, because I wanted to talk about this, actually. When they lost Praxis? When they lost Praxis, that was their major dilithium planet.
Yeah.
And then they had to go to the Federation for help, and the Federation helped them, but they gave them rules. If you want our help, you got to stop conquering. You got to stop doing what you're doing.
Right.
Doesn't this suck? What gives the Federation the right to tell these people you can't do this, you can't do that?
Because they're freaking helping them out. They're like, listen, we're not going to just give you a handout, and then you're going to start conquering people. First of all, they're the superior. The Klingons are just on their way out almost, so of course that gives them the right. Hi, Danette.
Hello.
Hey, hold on, Daniel. Daniel, 1 second. Hold on. Danette, I want to bring you up to speed. We're on the Everything Show right now. What do you think of Shane from The Walking Dead becoming the Punisher in Daredevil Season 2? Oh
I don't
my
know.
God.
I seen like the movie like many years ago, but that's about all I've seen of it. So I don't really.
You don't think he would make a great Punisher? Well, I mean, if you're not into Punisher, but.
I mean, I've seen the movie, but I don't know a whole lot about it.
Right. Have you seen the Daredevil TV series?
Yes.
You like it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think the Punisher will be battling, Daredevil, of course. So it's just going to be interesting, dynamic, and it makes it. I mean, we were already excited for Daredevil Season 2, but this totally.
I don't think he's going to fight Daredevil. I think they made.
He is going to fight Daredevil.
Well, he's going to fight him, but I don't think they're going to be enemies. I think it's going to be that good cop versus bad cop situation where you've got Daredevil with his own brand of justice. I think
it's going to be the entire season. He's going to keep popping up, and they're going to be fighting because they have the whole promo where they have bullet holes in the Daredevil insignia. So it's not just an episode thing. And they're also going to have Elektra too. So
and Bullseye probably.
Well, Jason
Statham's out though.
He's out. Yeah, he was going to be Bullseye, and they ruined it because they leaked it. And he got pissed off. He didn't want it to be leaked. That sucks.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but I'm excited about Daredevil Season 2, Danette. I mean, I like the actor, John, what's his name again, David? Bernthal?
John Bernthal.
Bernthal. Yeah, I'm sorry.
He's fantastic. He really is.
He's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah, he's also actually, for any of our video game inclined people, he was also recently featured in the Zombies mode of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, which he played a gun-happy security guard. So I think that's as close to the Punisher as we're going to get at this point. But, yeah, I think, and also on related casting news, since we're on that.
Oh, wait, before we go into that, let me just ask Danette the question about a few other topics we were discussing.
All right.
Right. What else were we saying now? There was other things that came up that we were talking about. I just went blank. Well, I wanted to talk about this because of Walking Dead news. What do you think, Danette, about the prequel where it's not going to be in the woods at all? It's going to be like major cities and stuff like that, the Fear the Walking Dead show. You hear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that, right? Different landscape?
Yeah, it's something different. It's something, we haven't seen yet.
No,
so
what movies are you into? What movies you into this summer that you're going to go see?
Probably go see Jurassic World.
Yeah, we were just talking about that too.
Out.
Yeah, this week. Supposed to expect to do 115 million, so I don't know. That's good.
We just seen San Andreas a few weeks ago. It was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I liked it.
Are you a Star Trek fan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think of this whole... They're trying to make it like it's an original concept, but Star Trek Beyond, that's the name of the movie, but they're talking about, exploring strange new worlds. That's what they do ordinarily, don't they?
I'm like, isn't that sort of the Prime Directive?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all these new people are like, oh man, that's great! They're gonna like journey and see new Trek. Does people know what the name Trek means?
They've always done that.
I know. It's just a regular Star Trek movie. All right. I don't know. I shake my head with stuff like that. I don't know. Now, what do you think of the comic books? I mean, I don't know if you're in the comic books or not, but did you hear all the changes that they're making with Marvel Comics? We have an Asian Hulk. We have female Thor. We've had that for a little while. African American Captain America. Now, James, who's on our show, is totally against an African American Captain America and an African American Johnny Storm Human Torch. That was an interesting perspective. But Marvel Comics Spider-Man's not even going to be Peter Parker. He's going to be Miles Morales in the comics. So, do you think that too much change is a bad thing, or
if it becomes unrecognizable to the casual movie goer who just goes to see the movies, they may be confused by it, I think.
Yeah, and they usually take from the comics, so eventually they would do it in the movies.
Yeah.
So.
I was actually just saying same thing about Justice League Gods and Monsters. I mean, I flipped out at, the Black Human Torch, but when you're looking at that, I mean, Superman is the son of General Zod, Batman is a killer vampire, and Wonder Woman's the daughter of Ares. And this is from Bruce Timm, the guy who gave us Batman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited. And the 5-minute episode I saw of Batman was fantastic.
Wow.
And it's like, again, it makes you feel like some changes is good, some changes are bad, but at the same time, I felt like a hypocrite for saying I don't like Dr. Doom being a hacker, but I'm okay with Batman being a killer vampire.
I mean, it's almost like a what-if scenario. Them all used to have the what-ifs, Yeah. So it's like an animated what-if, which I guess that would be cool, But the interesting about Superman now, because I read about this yesterday, and I wanted to talk about it last night. Superman, something happened and he lost all his powers. Okay? And the Fortress of Solitude, he went to the Fortress of Solitude to try to fix it, where the Kryptonian technology would restore his powers. And the Fortress of Solitude thought he was a human, that he wasn't really Superman. It stole his uniform. So he don't even have his cape or anything. He's normal. And the whole world turned against Superman, where the cops let him get beat up by supervillains. They don't even give him the respect to call him Superman. They call him Kent. And his hair's not even growing back. It was like charred, so it's like, really short haircut. I mean, he's riding a motorcycle. It's like, what the hell is happening?
That's not Superman.
No.
I don't understand what that is.
That's like taking Batman, putting him in a clown suit, and just shoving him into Gotham City. That's essentially what you just did to Superman. Well, actually, you know what? No, DC's kind of
Punisher. It's the Punisher because he's using his fists to bloody people, and he's violent. Like, so what the hell? It's like the Punisher without the guns. He looks like the Punisher, and he's talking about life on the farm while he's beating the crap out of people. And I guess his powers are like a little bit kicking in microly a little bit, like where he's constantly complaining about being hurt, but yet he could take on armies and his like knuckles are bleeding, but yet he has some type of powers. I don't know, but it just doesn't make any sense. Batman is Chappie. Crappy Chappie movie is Commissioner Gordon in an Iron Man armor Chappie. That is freaking Batman.
Yeah, and you know what? The thing is, when I was speaking out against it, you know the response I always get is, "You don't like change. You can't accept change." And also from other people, it was, "Oh, this change this won't be lasting long. It's only temporary. They said Bruce is coming back." It doesn't matter if Bruce is coming back. The damage is still done.
That's like saying that Batman's going to become a ballerina and the Hollywood fighting crime.
Well,
that makes no sense.
There's thousands of people are actually petitioning DC Comics to bring back Terry McGinnis, the original Batman Beyond, because we don't want Tim Drake as Batman Beyond. We want Terry.
Well, look at this now. The Joker all of a sudden is immortal.
Yeah,
when the hell did that happen? And now Batman's going to be immortal. When he comes back, he's going to have powers like Superman, going to be like a god, and Superman has no powers. Did they just reverse that?
No, yeah, because I think they said Batman's so overpowered anyway, it will not make him a god.
So now you got Batman that's like Superman, and Superman that's like Batman. That makes no sense.
It really doesn't make any sense. You know, like I've said quite a few times, I'm done with DC for how they've royally screwed over the Bat family. Just basically kind of given the middle finger to that. I mean, I've had issues with DC for the decisions they made regarding the Bat family. That's pretty much the only characters I've really cared about. The Flash, they've done some good things on the Flash. I thought giving the Rogues metahuman powers on the Flash was actually really, really good. The comics, not the show. Right. I thought that was obviously really cool, how Golden Glider was like a ghost that only a few people could see. That was fantastic. But there are other things like, you know, the complete screwing over of Mr. Freeze. You've got characters like Nightwing being dead, Tim Drake suddenly being Batman Beyond now after Terry died in Future.
Well, look at Batwoman. Batwoman was going to be a lesbian. And the whole run, she was like a lesbian or something. And then DC changed it at the last minute. But how can you change it if it's already been established? And it's
yeah, you know, which is funny because they want to be politically correct and they want to cater to every single demographic. And yet, I don't know if you heard about when it was the 75th anniversary of the Joker, that Batgirl cover, where they paid homage to the Killing Joke. He had a gun over her shoulder. He had the blood smile. That was pulled off because women were pissed off and they said that promoted rape culture.
All I know is, you know how they have the golden age of comics, the silver age, the bronze age? We are in a new age of comics, a dark age of comics, because this is going to be, people don't see it yet, the dark age of comics. This is going to signify the end of comic books, I believe, or really a lowest point in their history. Fans, long-standing fans such as myself, they're probably going to rebel, and they're probably going to get their kids to rebel, and it's going to take just about the end of them doing comic books, period. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm a big Spider-Man fan, Silver Surfer fan. I've been a fan of Marvel Comics forever, but I am beyond pissed off when I hear that Tony Stark is adopted, because that's nonsense, and that the real Stark is an alien, whatever, genetically engineered Khan type of thing, which is stupid. Hulk is not Asian. Doctor Strange doesn't have an axe. Doctor Doom doesn't have a nose. I don't understand what that's about. He had a nose in some of the stuff that I saw. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And the Invisible Woman would never leave her husband to be with her greatest enemy. The Invisible Woman would not be married to Doctor Doom. It just wouldn't happen in any way, shape, or form.
Well, the problem with now that we're in comic books is now we've reached the age where we have a vocal minority. If they whine and complain enough, they get the change they want, which pisses off the fans. You know, the fans want something, the company doesn't listen. But if a group of people say, I don't like this cover. It triggers me. It offends me. Change it. And they suddenly cave in
Everybody's a bunch of whiners. It's like
What?
everybody complains. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like this. Just shut up already. Enjoy it.
Well, that's
Certain
the
things
thing.
I'm saying.
That's the thing, because people say, why can't you just not look at it and get something else? Because case in point, the Batgirl cover, it's a variant cover, and it got pulled, and a lot of people, and I'm like, why do you even care? This was a variant cover. It was an optional cover, and they said, I don't want to even look at it. It triggers me. It offends me, because the thing is, they're not happy unless they've won something. And this is gotta be the stupidest thing ever, that these few people are single-handedly ruining the comic book industry by changing the characters we know and love, by forcing the comic books to cater to these few hundred people who probably don't even read the books anyway.
Well, I flipped out because Spider-Man is my main superhero. When they started doing crazy stuff and they tried to say that Gwen Stacy, while she's going out with Peter Parker, wound up being like with Norman Osborn in that way, and they had kids, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And that's why he threw over the bridge. I almost threw up, especially when they did a 9/11 episode. I mean, a comic book with Spider-Man, and they tried to say that, hey, terrorists are bad, and Dr. Doom and the Red Skull ain't that bad. That's like ridiculous, because the Red Skull's like a Nazi. Are you kidding me? Like, whoever writes this garbage, and how could people like see this crap? Like, you don't put a Nazi on Ground Zero with the Kingpin who murdered like thousands of people, and they try to say, well, these guys ain't that bad. And then you put a tear in Dr. Doom's eye. Dr. Doom killed hundreds of thousands of people.
He didn't care for anyone except himself.
So what the hell is that? And Spider-Man, first of all, you're telling me that as honorable as Peter Parker is, that he's going to crap on his marriage of 21 years to Mary Jane to save the life of Aunt May, who's 99 years old? Common sense and responsibility show that you don't spit on your wife. That's your wife. As much as he loves Aunt May, he's not going to become a villain to save Aunt May. He just won't. After Uncle Ben with the burglar, he wouldn't become a villain to save Aunt May. By him changing the timeline, making a deal with the devil, he lost the soul of his unborn child to Mephisto. And they changed the whole Marvel timeline, which splintered everything for the first time, would erase the whole marriage. Okay, and this is what started all this nonsense with the comic now, where everything's all screwed up with time travel and universes colliding and everything because of this stupid devil deal with Mephisto. Okay, but and then when did you turn Peter Parker into having a girlfriend every issue? For a little while, he's with this one, he's with this one. That's not what Spider-Man's about. Like, and you don't make it unrecognizable. And now I'm glad the comic today we have, okay, renew your vows. He's with Mary Jane. They have a kid. And it's really like reality. What would you do? You're a father to a child, and you're Spider-Man. What's your greater responsibility? Well, your wife and your kid. And that's basically believable. Because he had a choice. Was he going to die helping out the Avengers, or was he going to take on Venom, who was choking his wife and his kid? I mean, he was going to go after Venom. He's going to stop Venom. And then he's just going to do whatever he can to safeguard the lives of his wife and his kid. That's believable to me. But this other nonsense is not believable, and I don't recognize that. So, Just saying, I don't like unrecognizable stuff.
Yeah, and it's not that we don't like change, but stick somewhat to the source material. Just don't go all far out and do weird crap like that.
Spider-Man don't kill people. He don't kill people, no matter what. He's never killed people. But I seen a storyline where he killed Morlun. He don't kill people. And then they changed that, of course, thank God, because you can't have the record. You can't say in the comic he's never killed anybody when you've seen it in the comic he killed Morlun. So I'm glad that they changed that to say, hey, he never killed anybody. But you just had in the comic now he killed Venom. So, I mean, that's going to change as well. But I could see in that sense warranted why he did that, because Venom basically told him that He could be here, he could be there, but he's going to find his child in need of brains, which, of course, you're a dad. You're going to stop that. So, I mean, you know, but still, it's like the comics can't be unrecognizable. The heroes can't. You don't turn Spider-Man to the Punisher. You don't turn, you know, you got to know what you're reading. Cyclops would never kill Professor X. Wolverine would never become the headmaster of a school for gifted youngsters.
Yeah,
it's just not believable. And of course, Cyclops wouldn't be the Phoenix. So I don't believe it. Just wouldn't happen. You know, Captain America don't have a gun. I saw that too. I'm like, why does he have a gun? One time. Yeah. In the comic, I saw him fighting Cable. He's got a gun. I'm like, why does he have a gun? Captain America knows how to fight. He don't shoot people. I don't care if he was in the war. He don't have a gun. So. And the best was, guess who saved Captain America from dying? The Red Skull. When does that happen? A Nazi saved Captain America. Like, I don't understand that either. So, people are just out there writing stuff, and they have free reign over the comics now, and there's no checks and balances. Nobody's telling them, hey, you can't do that. They used to have that before. There used to be somebody who says, nope, I'm sorry, Spider-Man don't kill people. Not going to happen. No, I'm sorry, you can't do this. You can't do that. Professor X can't be killed by one of his students. Never happened. Now there is no rules to what they're doing, and that is the problem. There's no comic code authority, so they have no rules.
Well, the Comics Code Authority, I felt really mixed on, because that was a censorship group, and I really don't approve of the Comics Code Authority. But I do agree with kind of what you're saying, that Marvel should have checks and balances, character qualities that need to stay. But, yeah.
Why do you have a comic book called Thors? We have thousands of Thors. How is that original? They all have the same power. Why is that so interesting? That's boring. You have like a planet of Thors. So how could you have Secret Wars where you have a whole comic of Thors? You're doing all the Hulks. It's like all the Spider-Men. And then when Secret Wars is done, you got like 50 million Spider-Men running around.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, there was always the rule in Marvel Comics. The day they bring back Bucky, Gwen Stacy, and what was it, Captain Marvel, was the day that Marvel Comics was going to end. It was supposed to be some type of curse or some type of myth that if they brought all three characters back, it would be the end. Well, they brought Bucky back, Winter Soldier. I think they brought Captain Marvel back. And Gwen Stacy they didn't bring back, but this technicality, which I do like, is Spider-Gwen, which is the most successful comic, period. 8 printing. Like, I always loved Gwen Stacy. And now, finally, she's on the cover of everything. I mean, I'm amazed. And that's the one thing it's getting me back into comics is Spider-Gwen. It's very exciting to me how this character has Spider-Man's powers. And in her universe, Peter Parker died, her boyfriend. So now she's going to be in the Marvel universe, and it's going to be so weird when they collide. And she faces the Green Goblin, and she knows about that Gwen Stacy's history that died at the hands of Green Goblin. It's going to be very interesting to see. So, and also they'll probably merge that universe too, where her Captain Stacy will be alive in the Marvel universe. So, it's going to be interesting.
I got something interesting going on. This is about, well, this is going to be different, going on to the next subject, about casting. Apparently, they talked to the director of the Power Rangers reboot, saying that 2 things. One, that this will be still in the vein of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and it will be mature. It'll be a mature look at it, but it will still have the playfulness of the original show. And that the cast will be unknown for the team, which I am so in support of. That's what we need. We don't need, like, I think that's a way to get a fresh start for everything. Though I do think Jason David Frank needs to make an appearance.
Right.
You cannot have a Power Rangers thing and not have Jason David Frank in it.
Well, did you see the adult Power Ranger thing that they came out with like months ago?
I did, and I really have mixed feelings about that.
Really?
I do.
You're not of the type that, the show grows up with you?
No, like I feel that there's always like a certain rhythm to how Power Rangers work. It's silly, and I think that it's because it's silly I can enjoy it. It's never something that takes super gritty and super seriously. Unless you talk to a bunch of people who say Power Rangers never kill anyone, and I'm like, well, what do you think happened to all those monsters in the beginning? I'm pretty sure they're dead. But But I think using guns and everything, like using human guns and killing humans, I think that was not called for at all. But
it was shocking to say the least. But
it was a shock thing, and it was, I don't know. But
I mean, I liked it because it was different. It was unexpected.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wow.
it was for entertainment value, for entertainment value alone, not going as a Power Rangers fan. But looking at it as someone who just enjoys entertainment in general, I found that the short film was good.
See, they got the reaction from the Power Ranger company because fans loved it, and then they got upset because their script did not have an adult-themed Power Rangers. Their script is like the classic TV show, so they felt, well, now this sucks because we're about to film Power Rangers, and most of the fans like this that was out there. So I don't know if it's going to be made,
If people want to make those films, let them make the films. But at the end of the day, Saban, there's a reason that Power Rangers has gone on for about 20 years. Mm-hmm. And what Saban has done has been successful. Even when the rights were handed to Disney.
They had the Turtles. Didn't they have the Turtles with the Power Rangers at one point?
Yeah.
Now, they have Bumblebee is going to appear. Bumblebee is going to appear, of the Transformers, is going to appear in the Turtles movie. The new Turtles movie.
Silly, but whatever. I don't know how that's going to work, but...
I don't know. I'm just reporting the news as I see it. Did you guys hear that Demi Lovato is going to be in From Dusk Till Dawn this next season of it's a TV series from the movies? Remember the movie with the vampires? Yeah, she's going to be in the next season. That's interesting. We also got I think there was pictures of Independence Day, I believe, the new one.
Yeah, the poster for Independence Day 2 has been released.
Yeah, let's see the poster.
And Assassin's Creed as well.
Okay.
Which I'm looking forward to that movie very much. So I want to see what Michael Fassbender.
I'm hearing that it's going to be pretty good, Independence Day. I mean, I hope it's true. I mean, let's see. Let's check this out. Yeah, it's a cool poster.
They're back again.
So is it going to take place in like the original universe? Like, is it going to take place after Megaforce?
What are you talking about?
Power Rangers.
No.
No, but why is Jason David Frank in there? Yeah.
Anyway, looking at this poster, obviously, I believe the film takes place in real time. So the amount of years, I think it's like, what, 20 years after the events of the original Independence Day?
Yeah.
And from the looks of this poster, it's going to be the same aliens. So, I mean, is this, what's the story, basically? Is this just going to be a retelling of Independence Day 1?
No, I mean, it's a continuation, but not only is it going to be Independence Day 2, it's going to be Independence Day 3 and 4.
Yeah.
If this does well, they're filming 3 and 4 back-to-back. That's the word on the street there. So, Jurassic World is supposed to be the first of a trilogy.
Which really worries me. That worries me very much because, look, you can brush over what happened in Jurassic Park 3 and the first one because only Jeff Goldblum's character spoke out about what happened on the island. But you had a T-Rex running through San Diego. I'm pretty sure that's hard for people not to notice. And now take that, and the fact that you're already being able to build a park on the first island already, it needs a lot of suspension of disbelief to begin with. But if you're saying that not only do we have a T-Rex running through San Diego, but we also have all of this disaster at the park where people are probably going to die, they're pretty much guaranteed to die. They're
Well, you know, they're trying to make it like a reality, like it happened 20 some odd years ago, 25 years ago, whatever the hell it is. So like people are not gonna, people forget stuff, dude. Honestly, you have disasters and stuff. People forget that stuff. It does happen in reality.
Yeah.
Okay. 9/11 50s people forgot what that was. I'm like shaking my head. I live in New York. I'm like, are these people for real? Like they don't even like, you know, the attention span is just not there. You know.
Yeah.
It's sad. It really is sad. But you know, nope. Then that's reality.
Let's see here. Have any of you? I know I talked to you, Joe, about this. Have any of you heard of a director named Uwe Boll before?
No.
No.
He is widely considered to be one of the worst directors in the history of film. He made the Blood Rain movies. He made Alone in the Dark. He made Rampage.
Bad.
Yeah, they are horrible, horrible movies. And he's also known for challenging his critics to boxing matches. He's even challenged Quentin Tarantino to step into the ring to box him because they were critiquing some of his films.
Listen, you know, not for nothing, you can't mock him. You want to know why? He's got a lot more money than you and me. Let me tell you something. The worst director in the world is rich beyond belief.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't have like a couple of houses. So he's got to be doing something right.
The news story is from Variety that he just tried to fund a movie sequel, Rampage 3: No Mercy, and this is his
Which I never even heard of a Rampage movie, but okay.
This is his third attempt to try and get crowdfunding to try and get the film off the ground. He needed to raise $55,000 in a month, and he only was able to raise $24,500 with 3 days left to go. And essentially, what he did is he basically told everyone on there, he said, go F yourself, F Hollywood, F Robert Downey Jr., you want to go see your Avengers bull crap, then...
Well, let me ask you a question. Now, right? You said that he made this announcement with 3 days left, right?
Yeah.
So did he make the money by making that rant to bring attention to the thing?
No, he's done.
How do we know he's done?
He basically announced it. He said, I'm done. He said, and I quote,
well, where was it on? Kickstarter?
Yeah, he said, and this is a quote from him. He says, what retarded amateur idiots collecting money on that website? He said of Kickstarter, for me, crowdfunding is absolutely dead. I have enough money to play golf until I am dead. So he's done. He said.
What was the name of it? Rampage what?
Rampage 3: No Mercy. And he basically slams everyone who's popular at the moment, and like he's like, Iron Man does not exist, Captain America does not exist, wake the F up. And what's funny is so many people are applauding the fact that he made this because he's gone. He's gone, and we don't have to sit through his movies anymore.
Well, he's still got it on here, dude. In fact, he's made more money just by making those rants because right now he's at 30,146. He has 51 hours to go. He may actually do it. He may actually get the difference just by bringing attention to himself.
Yeah, well,
if he really ended it, it would be off there.
Well, I think he's hoping for this attention to get it, but I think he kind of knows it's dead. But seriously, if you've seen any of his movies, look up reviews of his movies. The reviews are quite funny of people who try to watch those movies, especially if you guys have heard of The Nostalgia Critic. Highly recommend you go watch his Alone in the Dark review or his Blood Rain review, which are both movies done by Uwe Boll.
Yeah, what the heck with it? You know what? Give him the money. Let him do it. What's the difference? People waste money on stuff anyway. You know, I mean, I'm just gonna screen share it because, you know what? Do it. Just yeah. If you're gonna waste your, you know, like, just he'll get it. Look, there it is. Rampage 3, 30,000. Just give him the money. Get him the 55,794. And then you know what they're gonna say when he does get it? They're gonna say he's a genius because he's smarter than everybody else. Because he tricked everybody into getting a donation. I mean, he pissed everybody off. They went. They saw his videos. They said, "Let me see what this is about." Just like we saw his videos. So we go back. Oh, okay, and he'll get it. Watch him get it. Watch him get it. Smart.
And I only have one more article, one more piece of news. So this is interesting. So yeah, like I'm a huge Batman fan, not of the comics, but I actually just got my Xbox One just for the fact that I'm getting Batman Arkham Knight coming out on June 23rd. And I was checking on the games that are coming at E3, and it is confirmed that Batman Arkham Knight will be appearing at E3, which is only 1 week before the game releases. Now, a couple of my friends have been saying this is for publicity, like to get some extra advertisement in before the end, but I think it's something a little different.
Well, let me ask you a question. Because I don't understand that mentality, and I used to work at GameStop. But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
All right, with Batman games, it sells itself.
Yeah.
Right? You don't really need extra publicity for that, so I don't know what the purpose of that is, but I'm asking you a question now, and you tell me now. You're a gamer. I used to be a gamer, right? What the hell? Why don't they just put out a Resident Evil 7? Why do we have to have Resident Evil 0? Who the heck woke up in the morning and said, "Hey man, I can't wait to have Resident Evil 0"? Not me. I mean, I have it. So like,
well,
you know,
I don't work at the companies that make Resident Evil, but I think it's mainly because of the fact, like, when you have such a long development time between, like, say, games like Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6. Look how long the development time for that was.
Yeah, people. Let me tell you something. These games make, like, Call of Duty and stuff. They make billions of dollars.
Yeah.
So get a bigger team, get a bigger budget. Get the game done before a new system comes out, for crying out loud. We used to have systems, and we used to have, like, Mega Man 1 through, like, 6 on the same damn system. Okay?
Yeah.
And then 7 came on, like, the Super Nintendo or whatever. But, like, you'll have one Resident Evil game, and that's it for the whole entire system. And then you have to wait for the sequel for the next system. Why don't we have Resident Evil 7, 8, and 9? Like, what is the problem here?
Well, because I think the story, they're really struggling, because Resident Evil 6 got really mixed reviews, because while Leon's campaign felt...
Resident Evil 5 and 6 sucked.
Well,
okay.
the one thing I will praise about Resident Evil 6 is Leon's campaign felt the most like a Resident Evil game.
It sucked, dude. I'm telling you.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Chris Redfield's campaign sucked. It did. And
you know what happens when you think too much about, oh, you know, we need plots. Well, Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, it wasn't really, oh my god, let's hire like the brilliant minds of the earth to create Resident Evil game. I mean, it's like, you don't need to like say, oh my god, we only do it if we have a story. This is a video game, okay? Do something that's true to form with the original.
Yeah,
right?
At the same time.
I don't want to be in Africa in Resident Evil. I don't want to be. I mean, I liked 4. Don't get me wrong, but it was very different than, you know, it reinvented itself with 4. I thought, and then I got my interest. But that should have been it. You should have went back to Raccoon City, or should have made a new Raccoon City, or something. But you don't make it where it takes over the whole entire world, because then that gets boring. So
well, they did go back to Raccoon City in Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, and that sucked.
Right.
But here's the thing: when you were saying about story, sometimes the story does matter in some games like this. Like, look at the fighting genre. A lot of people didn't think fighting games needed a story. You want to know a game that had a great story? This one.
Cool.
These games, Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat X, hands down, had the best story I have ever seen. It rebooted the franchise. It told the story of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, and took it down an entirely different path after what happened in Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Stories can revitalize the franchise. You know what? If you want to do it, reboot Resident Evil. Have some of the characters and redo it.
I don't want Resident Evil rebooted. Absolutely not. Just make a sequel.
Well, make a good sequel, because you know what? I'd rather, like, the thing was, Leon's, and that's just for me because I haven't played a lot of Resident Evil games. I played Resident Evil 4, but Leon's campaign in RE6 felt scary to me. I honestly was scared by Leon's campaign. Yeah, I'm scared easily, but whatever. I thought it was a neat little callback to Resident Evil 4, but that's just me. And it looks like I'm wearing Devil Horn. Seriously, I need to get this thing moved.
All right, so David, just take the floor for a second.
All right.
All right, talk about something different.
Let me see if there's any news.
Oh, never mind. She's here. Hold on, never mind. That was the whole purpose of me getting off here for a second. I'm trying to talk to her. Hello, Gloria.
Hello.
Hey, Gloria.
Gloria, I sent you like the link for like hours, man, and you like texted me like, "Are we doing?" I'm like, "Click the link." All right. God, Gloria. All right.
Some technical difficulties.
Yeah, Google schmoogle. Lately.
How's everybody?
Good.
I'm doing fantastic, then. You know why I'm happy, Gloria?
Why?
You know why I'm happy? Because the Powerpuff Girls are coming back, and I'm freaking excited about that. Right? I'm freaking big news ever, man.
No,
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
And
City of Townsville. Do that.
Shane from The Walking Dead is the Punisher.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Did
what
I?
I was
What?
about to say. That I got some news about Daredevil.
Listen, I'm excited about the Powerpuff Girls, man. What about you, Danette? I'm happy about that. I don't know about you, but no, not a Powerpuff Girls fan. No. All right.
I have no comment whatsoever.
Listen, I could listen to, you know, Rush and Metallica, and I could also listen to like Taylor Swift. So you know, I'm all over the place with my
Hey,
likes and stuff. So.
If they're bringing back Powerpuff Girls, fingers crossed that they bring Samurai Jack back.
Oh yeah, right. How great was that too?
Janet,
Laboratory.
what was that show on Disney Channel? Kim Possible.
Courage, the Cowardly Dog.
I want Kim Possible.
Johnny Bravo.
Oh my God, that
Right?
show.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Voltron. Bring back Voltron.
oh, okay. Big news also. I don't know if you heard. Confirmed for The Simpsons this year, Sideshow Bob will kill Bart Simpson in Treehouse of Horror 26.
And he'll probably come back to life after he gets killed.
Oh.
Probably, but I don't know. He might stay dead. I don't know.
He's not staying dead. It's ridiculous.
I hate Bart Simpson.
He's not staying dead.
I should.
What happened, Gloria? Where'd you go?
I like Sideshow Bob. He's awesome.
Is Kelsey Grammer playing Sideshow Bob?
I don't know.
Did you guys, did anybody see the trailer for Scream?
No,
You guys never saw the trailer for the Scream TV series?
I didn't.
I did it, stupid.
Oh, well, I guess we can't talk about it then. We have to wait for a Horrorcast. Because I saw the trailer.
I
Well,
want to
trailers.
I want to say that the Hunger Games teaser trailer that came out today was awesome.
Which one?
Oh, Mockingjay.
Yeah, for Mockingjay Part 2, the teaser trailer came out today. It was awesome. It showed a little bit of Finnick and Annie's wedding, and it showed, I guess, after Peeta gets back to his normal self, you know, they hug and stuff. So it's like, oh, I'm like excited. It was really cool. It shows her about to assassinate, so, you know, walking up to him and stuff. Of course, anyone who read the book knows what happens. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but oh my gosh, it's so cool. I can't wait.
All right, guys, can I finish what I was saying before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, like I was saying, what gives the Federation the right to go up to the Klingons, wag their finger in their face, and say, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that?
But that didn't happen that way, though. The Klingons went to them and they said, hey, we know we've killed like thousands of ships and captains and murdered a lot of your people, so now we need your help. You want to give us like this stuff? So what do you think the Federation's going to say? You're not going to be killing our people, and you're going to be good boys now. That's exactly what the Federation said, because
yeah, but that's like,
they have a right to say that. They have a right to say that.
Yeah, I know, but by doing that, you're going against the Prime Directive, which states you can't get involved in people's other people's affairs.
No, you're not, because the Prime Directive says they can't get involved, but the Klingons allowed them to get involved. So the Prime Directive is not held up at this point because the race asked for their help. So there is no Prime Directive with them because they have a right to decide what they're going to do.
Okay.
The Klingons don't have to come to them.
Us, but you can say don't hurt us, but you know, you can, you know, the people on your side, you can do whatever you want to them. You know, like what the hell?
Listen. The whole thing is this: like, and when you and I are not fighting, correct?
No.
We're allowed to voice different opinion. My opinion could be different than yours. It doesn't mean tomorrow you're going to make a hate video about me because you don't agree with what I said, and I'm not going to make anything bad about you either. We can agree to disagree, okay? And all I'm saying is that if you have a villain in your life that has done horrible, horrible things, and now the villain doesn't have the power anymore to be a villain, and they come to you to help, you don't want that person to become powerful to kill you. You don't want that person to be... So you have the right to say, hey, you want me to help you? Don't start killing everybody. Don't start doing all this stuff.
You know what? I tell them, don't hurt me, but you can hurt anybody else.
Who said that?
I don't care.
What do you mean don't? No, that's not what the Federation does. The Federation doesn't say... The Federation does not say... go kill whoever you want to kill. That's not the Federation. The Federation is a peacekeeping community in the galaxies that makes sure that there's peace that's maintained in the galaxy. And if there's a race that's going to cause a problem, they're going to go after that race and stop that because they're the good side. You don't just you don't give somebody weapons and say, all right, we don't care what you do with other people. No, dude, you lost the whole concept of what the Federation is. It's supposed to be a peacekeeping organization that protects and safeguards the sanctity of human life and alien life throughout the universe.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can't have... They have a conscience. You can't give people the means to destroy someone else. You have to... If you're going to help someone, you want to help them with the knowledge that they're not going to abuse your help and hurt another person. So, dude, like, it's like reality, dude, and you're mad at the Federation, which is a fictional organization, but I'm just saying that they do have a right, dude, because I hope I made it clear to you, like... Well,
when you put it that way, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
But, you know, I just hope that, you know, like I said, Romulus is gone, right, and the Klingons are moving in and seizing that territory. I'm pretty sure they're doing that because they were doing that. But I read that.
Dude,
they were doing
could have that happen in the next movie, and it could bomb, and then Paramount Pictures could say reboot, and that thing is wiped.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like when we go back to the original universe, they could do that.
They may never go back to the original universe.
But like I'm just saying, like they could do that. Like they could say, oh yeah, you know, the Klingons are moving in. They're taking over the former Romulan territory. So now their territory is even bigger, and just imagine how many more dilithium planets they can find. They lost one, they could find like 12. So they can just say to the Federation, go and F yourself. We're going to go back to conquering and killing people and whatever. You know, we don't need you.
Well, then they'll have to put a stop to them, wouldn't they?
And I'm just like, yeah. And I was like, I was kind of arguing with someone on this, and you know, like we were arguing about this, and they're like, oh yeah, you know what gives them the right to kill and conquer? And I'm like, yeah, you know what they do, because it's, you know, I was just talking, and then he was like, oh yeah, you know what, you're playing devil's advocate here. You're giving them the right, you know, you're defending them for doing what they're doing. So you're playing devil's advocate here.
Well,
And
I mean,
you're right. I'm playing devil's advocate here, and I'm loving every second of it because I believe I like them for them doing what they're doing. They're badass. And he was like, "Oh yeah, how would you like it if they conquered Earth?" And I'm like, "Well, if they tried, they'd get a hell of a fight."
Oh, yeah. Well, that is an interesting concept.
I got some more news.
Yes.
I saw that they're going to bring Three Stooges on TV as a cartoon.
Oh, that's interesting. They're rebooting the Smurfs, I heard.
Cool.
They're going to do an animated movie. That's pretty interesting. And I know Dinette don't like Jim and the Holograms. Right, Dinette?
Oh, I'd love Jim Hologram. I was
I'm sorry. Dinette, you don't like the movie that's coming out, right? Jim and the Holograms, or am I mistaken? Dinette, you hear me? I don't know if she can hear me.
Hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, Jim and the Holograms movie, you're not happy with that, right?
No, not at all.
I didn't see any preview or anything, so I guess that's why. But I loved the cartoon, that original.
Yeah.
Oh, I did too.
There's
They
a lot
have
of good
comic.
stuff. Oh,
They have a comic book too.
Yeah.
They just come out with.
Cool.
is it true to form, Dad, or
Yeah.
is it like...
Oh, it's a lot better than
Yeah.
a movie. Yeah.
All right,
also,
so...
C-3PO is going to have a red arm.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that at all. I was just going to talk about that, too. I'm pretty pissed off. That's stupid.
That's stupid.
Princess Leia is rich. She could afford a golden hand for C-3PO, especially since he saved her or whatever. I mean, that's like, come on.
Well, what's wrong with a red arm? It's cool. It's
That's
like they were in some kind of battle that we never saw.
It's dumb. Like all those parts could be replaced.
Another one that's the same color.
No, but that's just stupid because, like, she's rich.
Oh, okay,
and
Daniel, let me put it to you this way. If Chewie and R2 could put C-3PO back together after he was literally blown up in Cloud City and he still looks like $1 million, I'm pretty sure a princess could fork up the credits to buy a golden arm.
I don't think like Han was gambling a little too much and just spent the whole fortune. Doubt that very much.
Also, Chewbacca may have a metal arm too.
That's ridiculous. First
That's
of all,
dumb.
That is
that
so
is dumb.
He doesn't have a metal arm because
I'm starting to not like certain things I'm hearing about.
It tells you that they've been through many, many battles over the past 30 years that we never saw.
She's
It's like really
rich.
battles.
Look,
Princess Leia is rich.
Daniel, we just saw Han and Chewie in the trailer, and both of Chewie's arms were there.
Oh, okay.
Princess Leia is rich. I think that they just used the wrong color on that can, hopefully, in some foreign country or whatever it was. I mean, that's just not.
wouldn't be the first time that they mess up things.
You know.
But finally, we're going forward. You know, there's no prequel; it's a sequel. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely go watch this. I
See, it's stupid. I don't think you should have a red hand. That's just stupid.
I know. Well, maybe this is like a I don't know. It's cool.
You know how much money it costs to fix the Millennium Falcon half the times?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like trillions of dollars. I don't know, whatever. Like, I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't believe that.
Well, the Falcon is a custom Carillion starship, so there's, I don't know how much money it would cost, how many credits it would cost to keep the ship outfitted and repaired. It really depends on the individual components.
Right. I don't know. I'm just talking. I mean, it's Princess Leia is rich. I don't really see that being a problem. I don't know why they wouldn't just, you know. That just doesn't make sense to me. You know, I could see if they had hard times and they
Yeah.
lost against the Empire, but the last I saw, they're dancing around with like Muppet Ewoks or whatever. So
Also, Wicked could be.
it's like, okay, we won, yay! Like jumping around, yeah, with little teddy bears, like we're freaking fantastic then. You know, I'll make like 10 C-3POs. I mean, it's like ridiculous. You know,
Yeah.
give C-3PO a hand. Come on, ridiculous. All right, I know that's a joke that didn't work.
Also, I also heard Ewan McGregor could be in Episode 7.
Could be.
Oh my God, that would be so cool! Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah,
I like
think
Ewan
so.
McGregor.
everybody does.
I mean,
I think so.
isn't it like? I mean, I know people may be a little confused. They're like, oh, why is Ian McGregor in this movie? Shouldn't he be older? I mean, they should have gotten an older actor, but
They're not going to have him in the movie, Dan. The thing is, look, if they want to look, if Obi-Wan's going to be in anything, he's going to probably be in an anthology movie. And the rumors of the anthology movie with him hunting Darth Maul, that's a cool idea.
That's pretty cool.
yeah, but he's not, they say like the Force regenerated him. That's why he's not old anymore. You know, the Force regenerated him. He's in like
No,
around
it
the Force.
doesn't. Ages, it's like, no, he stays the
Doctor
way he
regenerates,
was.
not like Ben Kenobi, but okay.
They're not gonna put Ewan McGregor in there. They're not gonna do that. It's just not gonna happen, Dan. I know that's something you want, but it's not. It literally makes no sense within the context of the movie.
So none of the prequel characters are going to come into the new ones. I mean, come on, man. I mean,
He's dead. Like Ben Kenobi's dead. Yoda's dead.
not even Qui-Gon Jinn.
Dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, I know, but Qui-Gon Jinn is like he could
He's
be. Like,
dead.
yeah, but he's in the Force, right?
That he's
dead.
still dead.
Okay.
Dead is dead, man.
They're
You
not.
ain't gonna see no
bringing him
ghost trainer. That wouldn't make sense anyway, because if you start having a ghost everybody, then want an emperor and whatever, like so. You know.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. You know. All right. I think what we should do now is we should go back to basics and do, our first love of shows. The Real Movians cast next. Get back into Doctor Who. That's what we need to do. All right. Thanks, guys.
All right,
Take care.
thank you.
Bye for now.